Joining me now, a member of that committee, Congressman Marsha Blackburn. Congressman, I'm sure you've been riveted by the testimony so far. I want to go through a few things that stand out for us here. And Senator Blumenthal from Connecticut really taking on Mark Zuckerberg with respect to the FTC dissent decree, saying that the company has sort of had a willful blindness, if you will, toward violations of that decree. Is this one of the topics you'll be focused on tomorrow?
This is something that we will discuss, and different committee members will ask different questions. And Charles, following that 2011 agreement, 2013, Fred Upton, who was chairman of Energy and Commerce, asked me to chair a privacy working group. Peter Welch was the Democrat co-chair of that privacy working group. So this is something that we've worked on. We tried to get legislation that would put privacy standards and data security standards on the books. We were not able to get bipartisan agreement at that point in time. We're continuing forward with trying to get this to make certain that Facebook is recognizing that people have an expectation of privacy. And you have industries like banking and financial services and insurance and healthcare. They have complete offices in their companies that do nothing but ensure consumer privacy both in the physical space and in the virtual space. And so what many of the senators have addressed today is what I kind of distill down to one of the primary questions. I term it, who owns the virtual you? I think it is one of the questions that is going to resonate. Right. Who owns the virtual you? Right. Now, does Facebook or Google and what is happening with all this data? It should be yours because that IP address is you and your presence online.
And Congressman, to that point, there was another question just not long ago, and the response with respect to whether or not Facebook was a media company. And Mark Zuckerberg said that they're not responsible for the content, that because they don't produce it, therefore they're only a tech company. And so even though he alluded to perhaps some form of fiduciary responsibility earlier in the session, it seems like he's not going to cross that bridge, understanding perhaps it does open them up to more regulations. But are they in fact de facto a media company in your mind?
One of the things we have to realize is that the Internet is under the Telecom Act, Title I, an information service. It is not Title II and a utility. Thereby, they have been organic, if you please, in how they spread information. What has happened as they have evolved is what the senators were getting to today, that Facebook is now a top source for obtaining news. So are they, it's a right question to ask, are they responsible to those that use their platform? Should they have a news director? Should they have someone who is vetting and making certain that the information that they're pushing forward is reliable and accurate and is not something that is being put there as a source of misinformation, which is what happened in 2014 and 2016, and they're beginning to address that now.
And also, of course, I thought one of the highlights of this hearing so far came from Senator Ted Cruz, and he wanted to know if they were public neutral forum. And it felt like Mark Zuckerberg really resisted that. He lost a little bit of that media training, if you will. He started to sort of become combative. He talked about how liberal Silicon Valley is, some sort of rationale or reasoning. But I think this is a valid question. If they're going to be the arbiters of what's right, what's fair, what's mean-spirited, they and 15 to 20,000 of their employees, we should understand their parameters for this, and it shouldn't rely on their own personal ideology, should it?
Well, you're right, and Senator Cruz was very good in his questioning today, very pointed, and I appreciated that he went to the fact that, no, you can't just say this is organic and you're just passing information alone. What you are doing is you are prioritizing certain bits of information, you are collecting data, you are selling that data, you are reaping a profit from that, and those who are vetting vetting and looking at the data, will choose to block some things and choose to push others forward. So these are all questions that Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook are going to have to deal with. Exactly what are they? And of course, I think one of the steps we can take is pass My Browser Act, which is a bipartisan privacy bill, and it puts one set of rules for the entire internet ecosystem. And as you have heard today, many people have mentioned that there needs to be that one set of privacy rules so that consumers have an expectation that their right to privacy that they have in the physical space is going to be recognized, honored, and enforced in the virtual space.
Congressman Blackburn, thank you very much, and good luck tomorrow.
Good to be with you. Thank you.